here we go. Excited? All right, we say var going up equals true. Then we say if going up, and that's implied equals true. Then we say curly brackets, print you're going up, and then run your code. Okay, so we're just going off of our previous question, and then we set going up to false instead, and we add our else statement. And so under else, we say print you are going down, then run your code. Okay, so I don't think I need to type out the var, how to do a variable anymore. So I just start with var fake news equals false, and then say if fake news, saying it's true, then print this news is fake. Or if it's else, we say print this news is true. All right, moving on. All right, so this time we're gonna do that shorthand version of if else, right? So we say fake news question mark. Then we say what would be if it's true, which is print this news is fake, and then we do the colon, and then what would be if it's false, which is print this news is true, and that is your entire if else in one little statement. Okay, so just a warning on this one. It's a very long problem, lots of typing, and I don't think you need to watch me type every single line. So I did the first two lines and then skipped ahead and went to the else. So all the other lines are just automatically typed, but is all needed for the actual answer. So we start with var sport equals soccer. If sport equals football, then we say the sport is played on a field. If it equals to basketball, then it's the sport is played on a court. And you keep doing that for each one. Baseball is field, soccer is field, tennis is court, and then else is the sport is played on unknown location. Once you type all that, then you just run your code and you're good to go. Okay, another one with lots of typing that you don't really need to watch me typing it out. So you just set var first part equals to I love you, second part is an empty string, and then each if or else if checks the first part to see if it matches the first part of the quote, and then sets the second part to the second part of the quote if it matches the first part of the quote. And then you just print your answers and run it. All right, here's our switch statement. Just start with var animal equals chicken, and then we put switch and then the variable, what we're checking everything against. So we're checking it against our variable animal. So we do case horse. Does horse equal what animal is? Then if it does, then we go to after the colon, which is print this animal would receive hay for food. Then you keep going to the next one, case cow, sheep, dog, cat, chicken, duck. And then the last thing you always put with a switch is the default, which is the same as the else. It's kind of the catch-all thing. So if you can't find any other match, you just print whatever's under the default. So once we have all that, you just run your code. Okay, so here's our next switch statement. So I am throwing a few new things at you. You can look all these up or I'll just talk through them here. So I wanted to get a random integer. So to do that, you do int dot random and then do parentheses in colon and then whatever the range is that you want your random number to be generated through. So 0 dot 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 200 would be 0 to 100. And then you do var decade and you just set that to an empty string. After that, you do your switch statement, switch age, so you're checking age against everything. And then you do each situation. So 0 to 10 would include 0 and 10. And then I did 11 to dot dot less than 20. So that would include 11 to 19. And then after that, I did 20 less than 30. So that would be 20 to 29, etc. until we get to over to 100. And then I put the default as basically 100. So let's just say decade, you are 100. So now with the statement you're printing at the end, you say print your ages. Now if you put backslash age in parentheses, that will actually take your age number and put that right there in that sentence. And the same thing for the decade. You do backslash decade in parentheses to form your statement. Then you run it, and I just ran it a couple times to get random numbers. So you can see it. You will probably get different numbers than I did here. That's it for the practice problems I came up with. I will be posting more as I learn new content, and I wish you the best of luck in your Swift learning.